Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Ahoy, mateys. How are you? Hi, everyone. Nice to see you. Can you hear me? Hi, Richie, baby. How's it going? I'm going to ask to unmute Richie. I did mute everybody just because I know there's a lot of people coming. Welcome, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you all for being here. We're going to record this for all of your friends that didn't get here. We'll definitely record it for them. I'm Shelby Burnett. Great to be here for you. Richie, can you say hello?
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Hey, Shelby, tell
Yeah.
everybody they got all their mics
Turned
muted.
off. Yeah, I have all their mics muted right now, just because it does become a little bit crazy if we have too many people talking at once. Let's see. Everyone can say hi for 2 minutes before we get started. I'll ask everyone to unmute their mic if you want to say hello. Ahoy, matey. Welcome aboard. Hi, Ruth. Hi, Marshall. How's it going?
everyone.
Hey there, how are you?
Hi.
Nice to see you.
Hi.
Hi. Linda's here. Fabulous. We got Dale, Kamala, Karen. Steve would love to be here, but he's not able to join us. He's busy doing a couple other things, but he'll definitely be at our pre-cruise party. So he'll be there. All right, we'll give it 2 minutes. We're going to go over everything that you need to know, and then we will ask questions. So I'm going to mute the mic and get ready to rock and roll if that's okay with everybody. I know everyone's time is so busy. Okay. So welcome. Great to be here, guys. I'm happy to have you. My name is Shelby Burnett. I'm really excited to be here and help you guys out. I'm going to continue to admit a couple people that are coming in a little bit late. Hi, Rebecca. Welcome. Hello, Joel. How's it going? Nice to see you, babe. So we have 66 guests on board that on our January 27th, Royal Caribbean, Liberty of the Seas. I'm so excited. We're really going to have just the best time ever to be able to showcase what singles sailings are all about. I see Abby just got on. Fabulous. Abby is our business development manager, and she is here to help as well. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to also unmute Abby as well, because I know Abby's going to come on. So 166 guests on January 27th. Raise your hand if you've been on Royal Caribbean before. Let me see if you've been on Royal. Anybody, have you been on Royal yet? No? Some of you have, some of you haven't. Royal Caribbean is one of the best ships ever. It really is amazing. I'm super excited to share it with you. We know that this is one of our favorite friend, Richie, the co-host. He is a big Royal fan, and we're really excited to share Royal Caribbean with you as well. So let me see if I can get Abby unmuted. And hi, Nancy and Jesse.
Hi there. Can you hear me?
Hi, Abby.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm good, guys. Sorry, I'm running from meeting to meeting, so I apologize for being a couple minutes late.
That's okay. We understand. Okay, so all right, so we've got, I just want to see, can you guys tell me, thumbs up if you can see my screen with the 3 nights, January 27th, Royal Caribbean ship? Yes, oh, thank you, Kamala. Okay, fabulous. Okay, so I'll run through a few things, and then Abby, if you could touch points at the end of my little monologue. Sure. To see what I miss. Abby has been running groups forever and ever. She is the business development manager for all of South Florida territory, pretty much. And she's really been helping us to get all of our group space, because we have trivias and card games, and we have cocktail parties, and we have wine tastings and all kinds of fun things. So she's been really integral to get that going. And of course, Steve Fox has been hard at work making sure all the parties are all planned on land. We just got our pre-cruise party sorted, so we're really excited about that. So I'm just going to start and tell you our Zoom agenda. Write your questions down. We'll certainly give you a chance to make sure that you are able to ask questions at the end if we miss anything, okay? So we've got our create your Royal Caribbean account. That's the most important thing. If you haven't downloaded the Royal Caribbean app, I would have you do that right on your phone right now. And also, I would have you go onto royalcaribbean.com and actually do your login if you haven't already. So those are really important parts of this Zoom. The next thing is adding optional items to your cruise. We can talk about that. Basically, that's going to be if you'd like to add the bar package, if you'd like to add tours, or if you'd like to add something that's on board, you can do that. Let's see if I can see them. Okay. Online registration, documentation, your check-in, you're going to check your check-in, parking, pre-night hotel options, pre-cruise options, and then questions and answers. Okay. Hi, Lori. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me just make sure there's nobody else waiting. I think we're all good. Okay. All right. I'm just going to mute Abby until the end. Okay. So we've got create your account. So as I was mentioning, if you go to RoyalCaribbean.com, there's manage my cruise in that top right hand corner. There are two ways to do this. You can do this by going right online on your computer, and you can also do it by going on your phone. So I would suggest doing both because one is usually a little easier for certain things and the other is easier for the other. So please do both. Go on board, go online on your computer, and also download the app. If you're on your computer, you'll be able to sign in and create the account. If you don't have a Royal Caribbean account, you'll be able to create it in this box underneath the sign in. It says create account. If you're on your phone, you'll be able to search the App Store for the Royal Caribbean app. You'll download it and you'll be able to check in and get your boarding documents right from your phone. There really is no need to print anything out anymore because you can do it on your phone. The Royal Caribbean app is going to have the mobile check-in, the safety briefing, the daily planner, dining reservations, ticketless shore excursions, paperless dining menus, the map of perfect day at Coco Cay, and the guest-to-guest chat, which Richie and I were talking about today with Steve, which is really great. The guest-to-guest chat, that's in the top right-hand corner of the app. Your add-on options are going to be shore excursions, which we'll go into a little bit more, beverage packages, Wi-Fi if you'd like to purchase more Wi-Fi, specialty dining, which I would say on this particular cruise, probably not too many of you will need to take advantage of any of that because we have group dining with the singles every night, 6 o'clock, main dining room. And I have hosted over 500 cruises, and I can tell you with the singles, basically dining becomes kind of an event in itself. So please don't feel like you have to do any specialty dining. It's only a 3-night cruise. Probably best just to show up with the guests, okay? Your check-in is going to be just online. You can do it right here. The button says the check-in, that's on your app. And then your cards, your cruise cards, are going to be at your cabin door. When you get on board and you go to your cabin, your cruise cards will be stuck in an envelope at that door. It's also going to be a health form to fill out. And you want to make sure you do that 24 hours before departure. I tell everybody with my cruise tips, it doesn't really matter if you forget everything except for your passport or your cruise documentation. If it's a birth certificate, make sure it's one of those raised seal birth certificates. And of course, your government issued ID. We still always tell people that we prefer to have a passport just in case something did happen. Because of course, if something does happen in a different country, you're going to have a lot of problems without a passport. So passports are ideal, but you can still, on this particular cruise run, if you're a US citizen, you can do your original birth certificate and a government photo. So that's important to know. You can pack that first. Everything else can be bought or borrowed. Parking at Port Everglades, I did a little research for everybody. Parking really is probably going to be a much easier experience if you just park right at the port. I did actually email all of this information as well, but I'm happy to re-email it if you need it. You can always email me directly at info@travelfunbiz.com. And this is all information that's right at the Port Everglades, Fort Lauderdale parking lot. It's only approximately $15 to $17 a day per night per car. And if you try to do offsite parking, it's really only a few dollars cheaper, and you're going to have to take a shuttle and you have to find your way there. So my recommendation is to park right at the port because that's really the easiest way to go. The pre-night hotel, for those of you who are flying in or from
Shelby, can I just ask one question? Do you know what terminal you guys are leaving out of?
No, they haven't told us that yet.
Okay, okay.
The Liberty of the Seas.
I believe, I'm just curious if it's going to be Terminal 19 because most of the all except for one terminal. You can pretty much park in the garages, or like if you park in the parking lot or garages, depending upon which terminal it is. There's only one terminal if it's the further terminal, you have to take a shuttle from the garage over to that terminal. But I believe you guys are probably, what day of the week do you leave on?
Friday.
You're probably going to leave out of terminal, the main terminal where Oasis and Allure go in and out of. Terminal, I think it's 19 or 18, and you're going to be able to park right there in front of the terminal, so you shouldn't have a problem.
Terrific. So pre-night hotel, for those people that are flying in, you can stay anywhere you'd like. We've just recommended this particular hotel because it is close to the pre-cruise festivities that we are having at the Beer Garden in Boca Raton the night before. It's also got a lot of great ratings and it's a great price. So if you want more information on that, we can just email me. But we do want to remind you to download that app. Let me just add a couple more people that just came in here. Hold on, they're a little late. Ronnie, they're joining. Okay, so let me just make sure she gets in. She has a lot of, there we go. Hi, Ronnie. All right, so basically, don't forget to download the Royal Caribbean app, create an account. Make sure you have your documents, which is going to be your birth certificate and your photo ID or your passport, which is much preferred. If you'd like to add any extras, you know, the drink package is about $100 a day per person. If you have a roommate, you both have to get it. So a lot of times on a 3-night cruise, I would say, honestly, the drink package, unless you're really a heavy drinker, is not going to be worth it for a 3-night stay. But that's totally up to you. And you can purchase it right on your app in Pre-Cruise Planner. And then, of course, we have the pre-cruise festivities at the Beer Garden, which is in Royal Palm Place in Boca Raton. Steve Fox and Richie have put together a wonderful band that's going to be playing. It's only $10, and that's going to include drink specials, food specials. We are going to be there at 5:30. Any well-wishers, that means anyone that's not part of the cruise, can come at 7 o'clock on, but we are going to be starting at 5:30, and we're going to check you in. So myself and my staff will be there to give you a bracelet for the night before. That way, when you get on board, you can just wave to us and we can direct you to the next fun functions for the singles, so we'll know who you are. I did do a fabulous packing tips. I just had Steve, we had a meeting today, Steve and Richie and I, and they said, don't you think we need some packing tips? So I said, yeah, I have one of those, and we sent that out. If you need that to be resent, let me know. Another important part of getting all the information is to get on the Facebook group. It's called Steve Fox Singles Sailings, booked guests only. It has gone out to your email. If you haven't gotten emails, I would say 2 things. Check your spam, and also just email us directly. We'll be happy to help. And it's info@travelfunbiz.com. So for those of you who just came a little late, I'm just going to quickly go over everything again. But basically, you just want to make sure you're on the right ship. You're on the Liberty of the Seas. Download that app. Create your account. You want to make sure you do it online on your personal computer and also on your phone. And make sure that you have all the documents with you when you're ready to board. Make sure you have your passport. That cruise chat is really fun. It's in the top right-hand corner of Royal Caribbean. You're going to see a little circle, a little messaging bubble. And that actually is going to be able to message people on your cruise. And that's only $1.99 per night for the entire voyage. So I really recommend doing that because it's a really nice way of getting connected with everybody and also not having to purchase the Wi-Fi or get on the Wi-Fi.
Shelby, let me just interject, if you don't mind, about the app. So I just want to explain to you, when you download this app, you need a couple things. You need your legal name, you need your date of birth, and you need your reservation number. When you're going to go do this, you'll also need, if you're using a passport, your passport as well. And it's going to take you through a couple steps when you start to download the app. It's going to ask you to put your emergency contact in, pick your arrival time to the terminal for check-in. So it's going to ask you all these things, and it's going to allow you can do this now. Okay, so you can do most of this now. 24 hours prior to arrival, you're going to have to go back in and do the health questionnaire. So it's going to let you do all the steps of the check-in today, and then the last thing you need to do is right before is do that health questionnaire, and it will complete your check-in. And then you get something called a set sail. And your set sail ends up being like your boarding pass, like on an airplane. And that's really the only document, and it's loaded right in the app. It'll be located right at the bottom. It will say set sail. There'll be a little icon, and you click that, and that's what you show the people when you check in. You're gonna show your phone. You're gonna show your set sail. There's a barcode. They'll scan it. If you don't feel like uploading your picture, don't worry. They'll take your picture when you're at the terminal. And if for some reason you don't do any of this, and you just have your reservation number or your email confirmation and you get to the terminal, they're still going to let you check in. It's just going to send you to a different line. It might take a little bit longer. And then the final thing is, once you're on the ship and you've checked in, we no longer have regular mustering. You go ahead when you get on the ship, you will, if you go back to that, Shelby, go back to that key card slide where it
Yep,
shows the
I
key.
got you. Mhm.
Yeah. So if you look at this slide, you'll see how there's that like BO5 there. That's your muster station. Now everyone's going to have a different one based upon where their stateroom is up on the ship. But what that's going to do, there's going to be people on all of the staircases and elevator banks along the ship when you get on. And if you want to go get your muster done right away, you can. If you don't have to. You can go grab a drink, do whatever you want to do. All we ask is that you at some time before muster, go by your muster station with your phone so they can check you and your key so they can check you in and say that you know where your muster station is. So basically that health questionnaire and video and everything, you're going to be doing that 24 hours prior to sailing, basically saying you don't have a stomach ache, you don't have this, you don't have that, whatever it is. And then your check-in's confirmed, you get on the ship. At your leisure, you go check in with the muster drill so they know that you know where it is, and then you can enjoy the rest of your cruise.
Yeah, that's a great point. It is different if you haven't been on a cruise in a while. When you used to have to bring your life jackets and bring them to the certain place, you don't have to do that anymore, at least not on this ship. You'll go to your room, and don't worry if you can't find it, if you don't know where it is. All you have to do is show your card to any of the staff members and they'll be able to direct you there. And if you do forget, don't worry, they'll remind you. They'll call you over the intercom. They'll say, come down here right away.
They'll find you.
Yeah,
And the other thing is, for those of you that have never been on a cruise before, the SeaPass card, we do not accept cash on board at any of the outlets or anywhere on board the ship. So everything is charged through that SeaPass card. Now, if you feel like paying your bill in cash at the end, you can always go up to guest services and pay for your bill. So they're not going to tell you you can't do that. But everything is on that card. And when you get off the ship at the ports, you must have your SeaPass card because that's what's going to get you on and off the ship.
Yeah, the SeaPass card. And in Nassau, you need your photo ID too, right, Abby?
Correct.
Yeah, so your license. You don't need your passport. If you have your passport, most people should be having a passport. Put that in your in your safe. You don't need to bring that off the ship with you. But in Nassau, when you come back, they will ask you for your photo ID and your cruise card. So both of them. So you want your license.
Can I just say though, Shelby, I always bring my passport off. Just God forbid something happened in a port, just to have your documentation with you.
Okay, I totally disagree with you. We haven't talked about this, but
Yeah,
like,
I always
I've taken
take it off.
hundreds of groups out. I'll
Yeah,
tell you
I
what
totally
did.
take it. I
Most of
always
the
take it
time,
off.
You
Yeah.
guys will lose it. But if anything did happen, and things do happen in port, what happens then is the port agent will contact the group leader, that's me. And then that we go with security to your room and we collect your passports from your safe and we bring them to the port agent. So if anything did happen, God forbid, we actually do have a process that we bring your passport right to you, and the port agent is usually the person. There's a certain designated person every single port, and they actually deal with any real emergencies. And of course, the group leader, when you're in a group environment like this, we're also there to liaison with you. But I would never recommend taking your passport off in a port of call because.
Well, I guess I have a nightmare. They missed the ship.
Well, if you miss the ship,
So there
though,
was no
that's what
port
they do.
agent. There's no port agent. There was no way to get them their
Can I
documentation.
make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes, Richie.
Okay. I have a photostatic copy of my passport,
Great
Right.
idea.
which I
Yeah.
carry in my wallet all the time when I'm on land.
And that's a great
I don't
idea.
take
to
the
a
actual
photocopy.
photo, I don't take it, the actual passport, but the photostatic copy will work.
Yeah.
A photocopy is always good, but yes, if you miss the ship, Abby, actually, they do bring your passport. Same thing applies. I've had people miss the ship several times, usually in Cozumel on a late sail, 10 p.m. I had one time I had 4 people miss the ship. That was my highest amount. And again, the same process applies. They call me and then we go and get the passports and we give it to the port agent, and the port agent is told to look out for these people that are obviously missing the ship. That's not going to happen on this cruise because Richie and Steve have a bunch of responsible, smart, sexy singles. We're going to be fine. But there is a process involved. If you did miss the ship, we would get you your passport. Okay, so let's ask questions. Who has any questions? You guys can unmute yourself and get going and tell us what. Yes, go ahead. Let me ask you to unmute there, Linda. I see your hand up. She probably has a good question. Can you unmute your? There you go.
Yes, do we get lanyards?
No, we're not having lanyards given out, but we are having wristbands. So it'll be a VIP wristband to know that you're part of the group. If you'd like to bring a lanyard, you can
Yeah,
for sure.
I was just looking on Amazon, so I
Yeah.
get
You can definitely bring a lanyard, but we have the wristbands, the VIP wristbands are going to showcase that everyone's part of the group. What other questions you guys got? Any other questions? We couldn't have answered it all, did we? You can unmute yourself if you'd like at this point. Let me see if I can unmute you guys. You're more than welcome.
I have a question. Where are we gonna meet when we get on the ship? Like some of us have the key pass. Where are we gonna meet when we get on board? By the way,
So,
hello.
yeah, hi, Ronnie. So we're going to meet, the first thing, as people get on board, we're going to be sending them to the registration desk if they haven't already registered, which is going to be in the conference room. You're also going to be getting a step-by-step guide, what we call the fun flyer, which will say where we're going to be meeting. And after the registration, we're going to go on deck. And of course, we're going to have a sail away celebration. And the crew staff go up there and we dance and we have fun. And then, of course, it'll be dinner time, and then we'll meet at dinner after that. So to answer your question, when we get on board, the first thing is going to be registration, which is going to be in the conference rooms. You don't have to remember or write this down because it's going to be on a sheet written out. And we're going to give that to you on pre-cruise and also on the first day. And then we'll be meeting on deck on the Lido deck with a pool, and also sail away party, which is always on the Lido deck, the main deck with the main big pool. And also then we have dinner, and then we'll have our first meet and greet and battle of the sexes on the first night after dinner.
Thank you.
You got it. What
I
other
was going
questions?
to,
Hi,
I was going to
Christine.
make a quick, hi. I was going to make a quick suggestion as far as the whole passport, no passport. For those that have the passport cards, they're very convenient, same size as a driver's license, not so bulky as a passport. So I just wanted to make that suggestion.
Yes, the passport card is for air and land travel, correct?
It's
And
for
I'm
anywhere
sorry,
in North
sea and-
America and Caribbean, yeah.
Sea and land travel, yeah. If you have a passport card, that's great too, but definitely if you have your passport booklet, it's up to you. I mean, you're always welcome to bring it. I just don't recommend it. I would not, personally. Who else has questions? Thank you so much, Christine.
Hi. Hi.
Hi, who
What
is
is
this?
the,
Is it
hi,
Ruth?
my name is Marion.
Hi,
What
Marion.
is the best time to get on and that they allow you on the ship? When you to check in, what would be the best time?
Okay, Abby, I have my answer, but you want to answer this one since
No, well,
the.
you're gonna pick a check-in time when you do on the app. There's gonna be all these various check-in times. So depending upon the earlier you go to start your check-in will be the earlier. Like if you wait till last minute, there may only be the last check-in time available. So I encourage you guys to do this sooner than later. But with that being said, they're not going to deny you if you get there earlier. But you know, I do. They just for crowd control reasons, they ask you to pick a time.
And the earliest is usually around 11:30, 12, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what we typically clear the ship between around 10:30. So we will start to let people on at that time, but it's typically First Arcana and Anchor members and things like that. And we work through status, back-to-back cruisers, things like that. And then if that clears quickly, it could be as early as 11. You know, it just depends. But I don't want people sitting around in the terminal, so we suggest like 11:30 is typically that best time.
Love it. Love it. Thank you.
Thank you.
What other questions do we have? Anybody else? No questions? So we're gonna have a lot of fun on pre-cruise. Don't forget, we're gonna be at the beer garden. It's gonna be, you know, something to look for us on the 26th, which is gonna be Thursday. And again, our group is going to be at 5:30, so that we're a little earlier. And of course, we can answer questions then. And we know you're gonna have more questions, and that's totally okay. We want to make sure that you know that you want to make sure you're bringing your bottled wine. We have wine that you're allowed to bring 2 bottles on board the first day in your carry-on luggage. So please make sure of that. It's not in your checked luggage, because if you put wine in your checked luggage, it's going to hold up your bag. So you don't want to have that happen. So 2 bottles in your carry-on luggage on the first day per cabin is allowed. So most people want to do that. And then, of course, we're going to have our first big event on board after dinner, and that's going to be our Battle of the Sexes and meet and greet. And we're going to have such a good time. And I try to tell people as well, don't, when you're going on a single sailing, it's really best to go with the idea that you're going to have a great time meeting fun friends that love to travel. Going on a single sailings just to try to date someone can often be a little bit, so it feels very, you know, a little funky. So just go there having a good time, be yourself, make a friend. You're putting yourself in a lot of great environments with people that love to travel, that have the means to travel, and that really love cruising. And if you don't love cruising yet, if you're a first timer, I'm sure we're going to convert you, because Abby is just over the moon about this ship as well. She knows how great it is, especially Richie as well. He's been on so many cruises. He's actually a frequent traveler with Royal Caribbean, been on the Wonder of the Seas. But this is a beautiful, beautiful ship. So any other questions before I let you guys go? Tell me.
Yes. How do we get a luggage tag?
The luggage tags are on the app. When you're downloading the app or registering online, you'll be able to print them. That's the way I've done it, right?
I don't,
Well, yeah, and also if you don't, am I muted?
No, you're here.
Okay. Also, when you have your set sail, that document, you can show that to the porter. But just keep in mind, this is a 3-day sailing, so there's not going to be a ton of porters, because most people are carrying their bags on. They're just bringing a small roller bag for a weekend. So you're not going to see as many as you typically do.
Okay, thank you for that. But when we register online, there's an area after we check in to print out.
Correct.
Yeah,
If you're
to
doing it
print out.
online, you can print them. And if you don't want to print them, you just tell them, you show them your set sail, and the porters know exactly what zone your bag needs to go in to be able to get it to your stateroom.
So the porters will also have luggage tags, is what you're saying.
Correct.
Thank you, Abby. Any other questions? That was a great question. Thank you. Did we miss anything? Okay. So 166 singles. We're totally excited to have you. We're going to have fun. We're going to dancing. We're going to have trivias. We're going to have all kinds of Battle of the Sexes and dinners together and cocktails together and theme nights. Don't forget to wear your fun sailor stuff on the first night on the 27th on Friday. You're more than welcome to wear it on board, and of course at dinner too, if you'd like. Dinner the first night is super casual. You don't have to wear anything fancy. The second night is going to be formal night. So any of the formal gear, you want to wear that on the second night. And then of course on the third night, really wear whatever you'd like. And we're going to be having some fun informational sessions then too, and a dance class. And of course, we're going to be in Perfect Day Coco Cay. I'm Shelby. You're fabulous. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you on board soon. Bye-bye for now. Bye.
Oh.
Bye, Linda.